Kene, you've built up a large number of cinemas in Nigeria. How did Filmhouse cinemas start?
Yeah. Well, from a blank sheet. At some point, we made a decision to start Filmhouse cinemas. Myself and some colleagues, and we were operating another cinema company for about a year, and we decided to get on this journey that is Filmhouse cinemas. So we decided blank sheet. Okay, what do we need? You know, we went to different mall developers that we're already talking to, and said to them, we're starting this new venture. We know how this thing works. This is our plan. You know.
The first thing you needed was money. So where did
oh
the
yes,
money come
yeah. That was a huge challenge, you know, in the early days. But you know, the Nigerian government, you know, at the time, the president announced an intervention fund, a $200 million intervention fund for the creative and entertainment industry. You know, and we applied for it, and we were the first company, you know, amongst all the big giants, you know, to actually get it. So we got it to fund
How much were you given?
A lot. We got it to do a cinema in Surulere in Lagos, and we also got it to complete our cinema in Ibadan, Dubai. Yeah. And then we also opened a cinema in Port Harcourt, Marina Resort. And we opened, we've recently now opened another cinema in Ibadan, in Samanda. So we opened 4 cinemas in 17 months, you know, which is fantastic.
And you also got money from Nexim Bank as well, who ran the other part of the government scheme.
Yes, that's right. We got money from Nexim Bank to do our cinema in Dubai, Ibadan. You know, and you know, they were great, and you know, for a blank sheet company, yes, to be able to present, you know, business case that makes so much sense, that these financial gurus and all these financial companies decided, yes, we'll take a chance, you know, with you.
So how many cinemas have you got now?
We got 4 cinemas. We opened 4 cinemas in 17 months, and we're looking to open before our 24th month. We're looking to open another 5 cinemas. So altogether, we should have 9 in 2 years.
What's the long-term ambition over sort of 3 to 5 years? How many cinemas?
We're looking to open 25 cinemas in about 5-6 years.
Yeah.
I think the way we're going, we'll do it in 4 years.
And the program of the cinemas, what's the balance between local and international films?
Local films, about 25-30%, you know, of the programming, and international films, particularly Hollywood ones, about 65%. Then Bollywood makes up the difference. You know.
And something like 4 years ago, when there were far fewer cinemas, what was the sort of box office that things like the Figurine were taking?
Figurine at the time, I think Figurine was also about 5-6 cinemas. It did about 35 million. Theatrically, you know, then there's a film called Ije the Journey, and that's the big one. That's been the big one. It did 60 million altogether in about 6 cinemas in Nigeria.
But here we are 4 years later. What's happened to those grosses?
What's happened now is that, you know, you're finding the top Nigerian films are making like the 20 odd million, you know, 20 plus million. Yeah. But what we're finding is that cumulatively, Nigerian films are growing year on year in cinemas, but individual films are not making those kind of numbers, you know, because I think it's a distribution pattern, because all of a sudden Nigerian filmmakers see cinema as a very important revenue platform for their films. So they keep plowing this thing, throwing this thing out to the cinemas, you know, their distributors, you know, and because of the booking, the programming, scheduling, you now find that there are too many films, you know, too frequently, you know, and that's what is affecting it.
So they're going by too fast without the ability to catch them.
That's right. So you're still getting your 100 million naira, for instance, from a Nigerian film, but instead of 1 Nigerian film, it's spread across 6 Nigerian films.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You're distributing half of Elo's Sun.
That's right.
When will it open?
Very, very soon, you know. Of course, you know, a bit of issues with classification, and the Census Board really wanted to take a second look, but
it will open.
It will open, definitely, yeah.
And many of your cinemas are digital.
Yes.
give me the description of the kind of quality.
Oh wow! You know, we have a sub brand that's Filmhouse Digital. You know, it's Filmhouse is the only cinema that's 80% plus. You know, fully digital. Our nearest competitor is about 35%. Filmhouse is the only cinema in Africa outside South Africa with 7.1 surround sound. Filmhouse is the only cinema in Africa outside South Africa with HFR. Of course, all our cinemas have 3D. You know, we're passionate about Filmhouse Digital. You know, we're passionate when people go in there and they can almost feel the sound. You know, it's fantastic. And when our competitors go 7.1 sound, we go 10.1 and get Atmos.
And finally, you're going to be building some community cinemas.
Yes, those are my absolute pet projects. You know, I want to build cinema in those locations, you know, where dollar house type locations around Nigeria, you know, where everything is so affordable. You know, I think that's where the real cinema value is, especially the value to Nigerian filmmakers. You know, we're looking forward to doing that. I think we're probably going to launch the first one very early in 2015.